Man, I get it. You know, working a job, you feel like you running this cycle every day. Like every day it's the same thing over and over. I know it gets tired. I know it gets old. You wake up and it feel like the weight of the world is on you. Uh, you did everything you was supposed to do last night. You got your clothes ready. You went to bed early. You said your prayers. You did everything right, and you still wake up feeling like, man, this is tough. It's weighing heavy on me, and I got to go into work with this, on me. Man, I get it, man. It's tough out here. It's tough. Especially when you're not doing what you want to do in life. When you're not uh when you're not being who you feel like you called to be. God gave everybody some type of purpose, and it's hard to carry on day to day. Doing that. Just building up somebody else's dream. When you at when you sitting at work, you might be at a desk or whatever you doing. You might just be sitting there dreaming about something completely different, not even tuned into what's going on. You working because it's all muscle memory, but it's like your mind is literally elsewhere, somewhere else in life right now because you want more out of life, and then I know you feel like you don't build up this life now, so it kind of feels like you stuck. You got kids, you got these bills, you got a house to pay for, you got a car note, you got all these responsibilities, you got a spouse that you got to keep up with. It's a lot, it's a lot. And I get it. I wholeheartedly understand and get it. It's tough. It is tough out here. I used to have the days where it was so hard to get out of bed. Just I sit up on the edge of my bed and put my feet on the ground, and it's just like, man, another one. We back here again. I got to do the same thing again. Like I'm tired, and then literally I started to feel like the job was making me sick. I started to feel sick, literally, like this ain't how I'm supposed to feel in life. This ain't what I'm supposed to be doing in life. It's just this ain't it, like just straight up. It's just like this is just not it, and we just gotta, but yeah, we still gotta pay these bills, so we gotta get up and go, Um, Man, I promise I understand how I feel, uh, every day, over and over. But, after so long, it was like, you know what? It's time for a change. You wake up and you like, hey, man, it is time for change. Change. It's like, I have to change, like, this can't be it for me, And, the good part about it is that that's not it for you. That job is not it for you. Is you have so many options in life. It's 2025. We have so many avenues to earn potential passive income, it's so many ways we can do it now. And just the working a 9 to 5, that's literally the old days, the old time, the way the world worked back then, for our parents, for our grandparents. That's all they knew because they didn't have access. Nowadays we have access to so many tools and more than ever in today's time because now we have AI, and AI does almost every single thing for us. Every single thing we can think of, AI will pretty much do it for us, and it's only growing. Is the world is starting to move a little bit faster, a lot faster, is the world is growing, and we got to grow with it. We got to evolve with it. We got to change with it. Inflation is real, and we can't just keep sticking to the 9 to 5 mentality. The 9 to 5 mentality is just it's kind of like it reminds me of like the Stone Age, or like the barbarian age or whatever, where it wasn't much. You had to just survive off, whatever you caught. That's what you ate for the day. That's what you fed your family for the day. Nowadays, it's a trillion times different now. So we have so much opportunity, and opportunity literally is like comets. You can look at opportunity like a comet. And if you ever see a comet in the sky shooting across the sky, you will rarely see that again. You will only get maybe a few chances in life to see those comets come across the sky. And that's how you got to look at opportunity. Opportunity, you only get a few opportunities in life. So you want to seize the opportunity. Now, with that being said, nowadays we have opportunity every single day now. Every single day we have opportunities, and we can literally change our life today. We can get started today. Today is the day that we can change, so we can wake up and start building the change. Now, we won't see a big difference within a day's time, but with one foot in front of the other each day, it's about progress, like just putting one foot in front of the other. Uh, and if you put only, you could put, 30 minutes, an hour every day. When you get off work, I know you tired when you get off work. I know you drained. And I know you don't be feeling like you got so many other responsibilities, but you can say I'm wrong, but I feel like we all at least have 1 to 2 hours that we can put something into the atmosphere to change our lives in the future. We can do something every single day to change our lives in the future. So for me, now everyone has their own thing in life, but for me, I personally found digital products, and digital products is literally, I feel like, almost the best way to go because it's literally little to almost no overhead far as expenses when you starting up. It's really literally you can start up for free and start making money. It's not like a brick and mortar where you have to go buy the building, buy the product, set it up, get all the decorations, remodel and hire employees. And, you don't need all that. You can just literally start selling digital products. And I know what you're thinking. You literally don't have to be a content creator. You don't have to have this massive following. You don't have to do none of that. All you have to do literally is just get started and literally every single day, post content, let them know that, hey, you got this. And over time, eventually it will grow and they will come. It will grow and they will come. Digital products is massive now in 2025. It's an explosion of it to where you can create anything. All you need is to solve one problem, literally figure out one solution to one problem, and you have you can change somebody's life. Now, I know you wondering, you don't know what to sell, but literally everyone has something to sell. All you need is a skill. And that skill almost, I ain't gonna say it needs to be, I ain't gonna say it needs to be mediocre or nothing like that. I don't want to say that. But you can have almost little to no experience with a skill. Just if it's something that you do better than others. It don't have to be this massive, expert in this skill or this field. All you need is literally, all you need to be is like one, two, three, four, 5 steps ahead of someone that you will be selling to. So digital products is the way now. You can make literally $1,000, an extra $1,000 a month. You can make upwards of $20,000 a month. There's people making $30,000 a month. There's people making $50,000 a month. There's people making $100,000 a month off digital products if you set it up right. If you have the correct strategy. So all you need is a skill, and you need that formula to put into place. Um, I literally created a formula for you. Uh, that can help you at least get started. At least check it out. Try it. It's free. It's this is literally free to get started, and try something. Try something new that you ain't never tried before. I know you used to going to work and just staying stuck in that cycle and just trying to figure out something. Just try this. It's something new. It's easy. Anyone can do it. You can be a child and can do this. You can be old, very old, and not understand technology, and you can be able to do this. All you need is a formula behind the skill that you already have. So you already have the skill. All you need is a strategy and the formula. So I did create a formula for you. But if you're still skeptical, you know what I'm saying, just check out my free ebook. Uh, comment free, and I will send you a copy of my free ebook. Okay, comment free down below, and I will send you a copy of my free ebook. And just check it out. It's free. It's gonna tell you. It's gonna give you a couple of pointers. It's gonna help you get started on some things. Just try it. Why not? Why not? You have absolutely nothing to lose. You have absolutely nothing to lose. Okay. So literally comment free down below, and I will send you a copy of my free ebook. Okay. It's free. You have nothing to lose. All right. See y'all on the other side. I can't wait. I can't wait for you to change your life.